beyond the realm of a billion, the innumerable pinpricks of light have shaped our world. The stars being used to tell stories, to form religions around, used for navigation, and much more, stars have played an important role. ReZero is a story that loves the stars, and not even just the stars, but the night sky at large. They can inform character powers, character motivations, and can tell tales of their own. Let's take our first example. Currently in the night sky, you may be able to see a faint patch in the sky. It's barely visible depending on where you live, but you may even see some stars inside of it. These are the Pleiades' Seven Sisters, or Messier 45, and technically not a star in terms of singular, but a star cluster. The stars inside are young, and the stars pass through dust that is in fact unrelated to their existence, forming the deep sky object of the Pleiades. In Greek mythology, the Pleiades are seven sister nymphs, and it could also be interpreted in ReZero as a nod to the usage of the seven deadly sins in terms of its themes and narrative structure. There's a bit more about the Pleiades, though. In Japan, they're known as Subaru. If you're familiar with ReZero, you probably already know that, but Subaru can also be used to represent coming together or a cluster. And this could perhaps be a reference to him assembling witch factors, like how he likely has some offshoot of envy and sloth in the anime, as well as a parallel to his assembling of connections, forming the true strength of Natsuki Subaru being his relationship with others. The Pleiades are the daughters of Atlas, and Zeus placed them in the sky to protect them from the entity lurking just nearby. Orion the Hunter. Orion the Hunter is obviously Orion, containing the beautiful Orion Nebula, and of course, Betelgeuse, the Hand of Orion. So it would be no surprise why Petelgeuse would manifest his authority the way he did. You may notice a key difference though. Betelgeuse versus Petelgeuse. Well, this misspelling is allegedly intentional. And to reveal its reason would be a spoiler. According to the author anyway. My speculation? The misspelling is to allude to the fact that Petelgeuse was incompatible with the authority of Sloth, hence his very sad downfall in Arc 4. Orion is said to reflect the Epic of Gilgamesh, an ancient story. Gilgamesh would become friends with Enkidu, Enkidu being seen as the Hercules constellation as far as I'm aware. Orion the Hunter would also have a faithful companion just below him, the Dog Star, otherwise known as Sirius, which means glowing or scorching, a fitting title for Sirius Romanicanti, who would utilize purifying flames. Sirius is the brightest star in the sky, besides that one. Sirius is so bright and vibrant, you could even see it into the early sunrise and sunset when all other stars are washed out. Together, Betelgeuse, Sirius, and a third star known as Procyon form the Winter Triangle. It's an observed pattern of stars, and in ReZero, the connection between Betelgeuse and Sirius is clear, but Procyon, well, there's no connection, at least so far. In the aforementioned Epic of Gilgamesh, the goddess Ishtar, who is represented as Venus in the night sky, would try to advance on Gilgamesh, but he would reject her, and in rage, she would gain access to the Bowl of Heaven, unleashing it upon the world and causing it devastation. Gilgamesh and Enkidu would work together to slay the Bowl of Heaven, cutting it in two and throwing half of it into the sky. That bowl would then become the constellation of Taurus, in the same section of the sky as Orion and Pleiades. To this day, the eye of the bowl would be a raging inferno, and would be dubbed as none other than Aldebaran. Aldebaran is a very old star, just like his ReZero character, Boomer Bastard. Shining 153 times brighter than the sun, Aldebaran is dubbed the Follower. It's seen as a hunter following its prey, as it chases the Pleiades throughout the sky, or maybe it could even be interpreted as protecting them from Orion. Truth is, both interpretations have merit. Now, if we shift away from this section of the sky and look a bit up and to the left, you'll find Capella, in the constellation of Auriga. Capella is Latin for small female goats. Yep, checks out. It's the goat that the charioteer is carrying, and in Greek mythology, the goat's horn was broken off, leading it to being transformed into the cornucopia, or horn of plenty. This horn could be filled with whatever its owner desired, a pretty clear parallel to Capella's authority of transmutation and transfiguration. There's also a crater on the moon named Capella, though it probably has nothing to do with the star, and is named after Maritanus Capella. I just thought that was neat. Rising well into the early hours of the morning is Regulus, the brightest star in the constellation of Leo, with Regulus meaning Little King, and Leo meaning the lion in Arabic. Regulus can also be known as the Heart of the Lion. Leo the Lion is also known in some cultures as the monster Humbabu, killed by Gilgamesh, Orion, in the Epic of Gilgamesh. In Greek mythology, however, Leo took women as hostages to his cave, luring warriors from the nearby town to try and save the damsels in distress. Leo was immune to any weaponry, and the only way it could be defeated was by using your bare hands, which is what Hercules did. Regulus in ReZero obviously has some clear similarities to Leo, like taking in a bunch of wives into his cave, church, and not being susceptible to weaponry. However, fists don't make that much of a difference, so his authority isn't one-to-one how it is in mythology. There will be an answer for his power eventually, but this is an anime-only friendly video, so no spoilers from me. I'll include things in a pinned comment to update as the anime goes. Regulus also sits in the Spring Triangle alongside Spica and Arcturus, two irrelevant stars in ReZero, at least so far. There is no Fall Triangle, sorry. Rewinding a few hours, in the nights when the Pleiades, Aldebaran, Jupiter, and more are up, you can find the faint Botan Kaitos. Botan Kaitos is actually a binary star. I mean, in truth, a lot of the stars referenced prior are double or even quadruple stars, but considering Lei and Roy being a double star feels fitting for gluttony. Botan Kaitos sits in the constellation of Cetus, which is known as the Whale, and was slain by Perseus to save the princess Andromeda from Poseidon. Alfred sits in the constellation of Hydra. I think one of the only actual single stars in this video. The Hydra is known as the Snake, and in legend, fought Hercules. However, when one head was cut off, two more would grow in its place, and Hercules' nephew would find that searing the necks would prevent them from going back. Sounds similar to the way Al described the witch cult in general. Puck is also named after a celestial object, notably, however, not a star, or a deep sky object like Subaru. Puck is named after a moon of Uranus, which in itself is derived from English folklore, also known as Goodfellows, which are demons that run about and cause mischief. Sounds familiar. Nothing about them being a cat, though. Now, the witches also have astronomy-related names, though they just aren't stars. The Warlock of Melancholy could be argued to be named after 624 Hector, a Jupiter Trojan. More precisely, it would be named after the Trojan prince Hector from Greek mythology. Hector would lead the Trojans and kill countless warriors until he is killed in single combat by Achilles, who would drag his dead body around behind his chariots, which gives strong Hector and Roswell vibes. Pandora is an asteroid in the asteroid belt, discovered from the Dudley Observatory. If you know, you know. It is named after the first woman in Greek mythology, who would open a box that released evil into the world. Of course, the name Pandora is more a reference to Pandora's box, which isn't lost on many people, and serves quite well with a seal in Elior Forest. Carmilla is the only witch I can find that doesn't have a direct asteroid reference, though Camilla is the closest one I can get. Instead, Carmilla is likely a reference to a novel by an Irish author, one of the earliest vampire works to date, about a young vampire who would lust after the book's protagonist. Typhon is in reference to a scattered disk object, being named after Typhon, a monster from Greek mythology. Typhon and Echidna would be responsible for many famous monsters in Greek mythology. Typhon would end up being killed and buried underneath Mount Etna. Sounds familiar. Fun fact, the object of Typhon also has a large moon named Echidna, which is the only object I know of named Echidna in our sky. Daphne is a large asteroid, named after the nymph in Greek mythology. To be frank, I have yet to find any similarity between the Greek Daphne and the ReZero Daphne. All I can find is that she was transformed into a laurel tree. Sekhmet is also an asteroid, but I can't find any references to ReZero Sekhmet either. If you guys happen to know anything about them, please do feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll make sure to put it in a pinned comment if it's relevant. Minerva is also an asteroid named after the Roman equivalent of Athena. Minerva was capable of killing people with a touch as well as reviving them, which was possibly extrapolated upon to make Minerva's authority, which could cause healing in one place and devastation in another. Finally, Satella. Well, she isn't named after anything, though if you look at the Japanese spelling, her name is very close to satellite. This probably isn't referring to any man-made satellite, but the natural satellite of the moon, serving as a reference to how she orbits our protagonist, Subaru, as a satellite. And that sums up all the star references we know in the anime so far. ReZero uses the stars and other stellar objects to inform parts of its story and as inspiration for character powers, relationships, and motivations. Of course, Tape is clearly a major astronomy nerd, hence why I made this video here about my theory about the world of ReZero. It has Arc 5 spoilers, so watch out for that. What do you think of these star connections? Is there anything I missed that you know about? Let me know in the comments below, and as the show gets further along, I'll be sure to come back and update this so it can kind of become an ongoing series with more and more updated information. Also, seriously, go out at night and look at Aldebaran and the Pleiades. They look great. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe for more. You can also check the description down below to become a member, which gives you benefits like early videos, membership badges, and cool custom emotes. You can join the Discord where we talk about ReZero, Kagurabachi, Jujutsu Kaisen, and all kind of stuff. Additionally, you can go to the channel store and pick up some awesome stickers made by our channel artist, so you can carry the power of Graphia with you on your water bottle. That's about it though. Thank you for watching. See ya.